Welcome back to Cash Club TV, and we got a good one today, y'all. We're exposing some people today. The most powerful people that you don't see on game day, sports agents. They move the money, the players, and sometimes they can move the league themselves. Yeah, they got that much power. From Babe Ruth to LeBron, handshake deals to billion-dollar negotiations. This is the untold power of sports agents, right? And players are starting to fight back. League and everybody else because they've been doing this for a very, very long time. All right, so before the private jets, the luxury offices, players handle businesses solo. All the businesses that they own, any business that they had with the leagues, they handled it solo. But Babe Ruth once negotiated a raise by telling the Yankees he was a bigger draw than the president. No lawyer, no agent, just charisma. But by the 50s and 60s, money took off. Golf legends like Arnold Palmer met lawyer turned visionary Mark McCormick, who founded IMG. Can you believe that? He founded IMG. He built Palmer's image into an empire. He's like, athletes can be brands. Why not? They signed Ali, Jack Nicklaus, and dozens more. The real turning point came with free agency in the 70s. Players like Curt Flood in baseball and Oscar Robertson in the NBA fought for mobility and fair pay. Which, on the surface, hey, this is a great start to it. To me, I think this is a great start, right? And when they won, every athlete suddenly needed representation. The modern sports agent was born. I think that's pretty noble so far, right? After everything they had to deal with, I think this is very, very fair, right? Because they had a really good pitch. We need sports agents, right? We have to handle all the on-field stuff. We need sports agents. Again, I'm not mad at the start. But let's dive into a little deeper, right? So a top-tier agent, what do? What do they promise? They're going to handle everything. Like, think of a first-round NFL prospect. They're going to guide them through the combine prep, help them with hiring nutritionists. They're going to run mock interviews, which is a very big thing. Not to bring up Shady again. People say I overdo it, whatever. Even script social media posts. So they're intricate to every single detail that they have to do. Look at NBA agents. They coordinate media training, sponsorship, photo shoots, relocation, and sometimes they even do housing for families during that draft process. If you want to do specifics, look at Rich Paul at Clutch Sports. He built an empire doing this. He took LeBron from star business mogul to star business empire, negotiating deals with Nike, Beats, and even producing films. That's past to be pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Or look at Scott Boras in MLB. He earned billions for players like Bryce Harper and Garrett Cole by mastering contract leverage. That's going to be something that's going to be a repeating thing here. Contract leverage. In short, a great agent isn't a negotiator, they're a life architect. Hey, I'm not mad at this. I agree totally. Do you? There's a difference between a good and a bad agent. There is. A huge difference. A good agent focuses on longevity. Like Maverick Carter helping LeBron invest in early in media, real estate, and sports ownership. That helps. They build financial teams, protect mental health, and make sure that the athlete thrives after retirement. They go from pre-draft till retirement, till after retirement, depending how long it goes. Depending the type of athlete, depending on the type of success. So there's going to be a slew of different money things here. What a bad agent does, they're going to chase the quick commissions. We'll just do this real quick. You're going to get some money. Nah. We've seen players been misled to risky crypto schemes or just bogus business deals that mess up their whole fortunes. Often because an agent pushed them and they gave them their trust. Clinton Portis, an NFL veteran, lost millions after trusting the wrong people. Countless others went broke within 5 years retiring because of this. In an industry built on trust, the wrong agent can end a career faster than an injury. And that's just facts, folks. It just is. So let's just break it down, right? Because we got to get into the money game here, right? Let's just break down the actual cash of how this works. Because this is crazy. Typical commissions 3 to 10% of contracts and 10 to 20% on endorsements. Which, hey, if they're doing the thing of we're reaching out to these people and we're gonna get you this endorsement, we're gonna get you this extra money on this contract. In theory, it makes sense, but that's a lot of money to promise somebody on top of legal fees and everything else you have to pay, right? So, an example of $100 million NBA deal at 5%, that's $5 million to the agent, plus travel, legal, and marketing fees. Some charge appearance retainers or take hidden cuts from brand deals, which is so crazy to me. So, an example, remember the movie Jerry Maguire? That's one of my favorite sports movies of all time. That was inspired by real life stories of agents chasing massive percentages. In baseball, Scott Boras, and I might be butchering your name, I apologize, has reportedly earned over $1 billion in commissions, negotiating mega deals for players like Alex Rodriguez and Max Scherzer. I'll mess your name up every time. I'm sorry. I apologize. To me, this is the ultimate money machine, right? And when that much cash is involved, what happens with transparency? It disappears. So let's talk about the endorsement gold mine. See, the real fortune isn't the salary, it's the endorsements. Agents turn personality into profit. Like, think about it. LeBron's lifetime Nike deal, negotiated through Clutch Sports. Steph Curry's Under Armour empire, complete with his own brand line, a resort of careful positioning as the family-friendly superstar. Naomi Osaka, her agent transformed her activism into a global brand power with Louis V and Louis Vuitton, if you don't know. A great agent identifies a story that sells, whether it's grit, family, or global appeal, and they market it relentlessly. For most superstars, endorsements triple what they earn in salary. And that's where the biggest percentages happen with agents. They're powerful. So let's talk about the crisis management and protection. So far, I know what you're thinking. What do they do that has them such in bad light? Because what you've heard so far, it doesn't sound terrible, right? So maybe we'll add to it. Let's just talk about it, right? When chaos hits, agents become crisis managers. It's part of the job description. Think about it. When an athlete tweets something controversial or gets arrested or faces suspension, the agent immediately activates a PR team. They script apologies, they schedule interviews, and negotiate with sponsors to minimize the fallout. Cool. Need that. I would pay for that if I was an athlete, just being honest, right? So when Tiger Woods' scandal hit, his management team rebuilt his image over years. Injury settlements, saying he didn't cheat on his wife, and we know he did. We don't get too much into it, right? Let's get out of Tiger Woods. They ensure long-term medical coverage, especially NFL players that battle CTE. They do it. I'm not gonna lie, they do. They do. Beyond that, smart agents prep life after sports. They help clients become investors, analysts, coaches, or owners. We see with Dwayne Wade, he bought into the Jazz, and we see with Serena Williams founding her own venture fund. No, her husband could have something to do with that, but we ain't gonna say too much. We're gonna leave that alone. So this is the dark side of it, right? So with all this responsibility, what does it do? Power and money breed corruption. Some agents steer clear towards that, right? They keep it secret, do good business. Those are the two options you're going to be stuck with. Others pocket extra from marketing firms. That's been a thing. There have been so many scandals in every league. Agents accused of taking unauthorized loans against players' future earnings or making side deals with team execs, which is crazy. Young players, especially international prospects, are easy targets for handshake deals that later trap them. We've seen it time and time again. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. Hey, hey, you ain't gonna get me with a cease and desist. I'm just starting, but I'm just being honest. Regulation is messy. Each state licenses agents differently, so bad actors can just move and restart over. Think about that. That's why there's a push for a national agent registry and stricter league oversight, because there are predators out there. They're hopping between sports and it's unchecked power. Think about that. That is insane to me. That is completely insane. Hey, don't fret here, right? We know there's a future to it. The landscape is shifting very fast. Athletes today have more information, they have leverage, and tech more than ever. Some are even cutting out the middleman entirely, right? Let me give you a few examples. Richard Sherman represented himself in his 2014 contract with the Seahawks, betting on his own value and winning. Lamar Jackson did the same in 2023, landing a $260 million deal with the Ravens. No agent cut. Another one. Kyrie Irving briefly negotiated independently. It's getting different now. In college sports, people like Shador, Livy Dunn are leading NIL collectives, handling brand deals directly through family-run teams. And tech is accelerating this. And shout out to AI. AI Cash Club, hey, we love AI. AI tools now can analyze performance data, cap space, and endorsement ROI, giving players negotiation insights once reserved for agents. Think about this. Some startups are even building virtual agents that calculate fair market value in seconds. Still, the human touch does matter. I mean, if we're being real, it does. I mean, it does. I'm not gonna be too far out. Like when a player tears an ACL, a spreadsheet can't offer emotional support or rebuild confidence. That's what a real relationship is gonna rule. I do agree with that. You can't just overcompensate for that. I'll give you that, right? But if we're being honest here, we're entering a new power era. Ooh, we are. The independent athlete movement. More stars are forming their own mini agencies or little collectives. LeBron and Maverick Carter create Spring Hill Company. They manage media, marketing, production. It's all in house. So I mean, hey, why pay them when we can do it ourselves? Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman, they built Boardroom, turning KD into a business brand. Shout out to Boardroom. I actually really like what you guys are doing over there. Also, I really like the conversations. KD's gotten out of his shell, so I trust me. I have a lot of respect for those guys over there. Whew. But even college athletes are organizing NIL groups. All right, they share resources and they cut out traditional agents altogether. If it was up to me, hey, these are my words. These are the words I've written down. This is the research that I've done. The message is very clear. The system that once controlled the players is now being rewritten by the players. Man, that is powerful if you really think about that. So from Babe Ruth's handshakes to deals given by AI-driven contracts, the agent game has evolved into one of the most complex power structures in all of sports. But the real question is, do athletes still need agents, or have they outgrown them? Drop your thoughts below, man. Hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns. Remember, at Cash Club TV, we don't just talk sports, man. We don't talk drama, everything. Cash Club TV, and we're out.